Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is Daily Race B for the week and month commencing Monday the 1st of August 2022. So this week's Daily Race B takes place at Autopolis short circuit in a one-make race in probably one of the best one-make race cars going. This is the Mazda Roadster Touring Car. Huge fun. Definitely ultra close racing. Balance performance is on and it will affect your driver rating and your safety rating, but trust me, I feel like all of us are pretty much going to have a ton of fun here this week, providing some of probably the closest, fastest racing I've seen in a long time. The fact that everyone seems to be bunched up so close together throughout just makes it so much better. So the car that you're using, like I said, is the Mazda Touring Car. A little bit slippy. I believe you're on sports hards for this race, but once you kind of get used to it, it's actually quite controllable. It's never to the point where it's uncontrollable or a nightmare to drive. It is just a little bit slippy on the exits of corners and requires you to use a bit of throttle control. So with all that explained, let's get into the actual commentary. So I started P4 and I wasn't really expecting too much. I believe the three guys ahead of me were, I think, a rank above me. I didn't expect to be kind of as close as I was. However, as you can see, we're already close to Joe here, and we're actually going to slip down the inside between two cars. We managed to take that position, and good old Bloom here just accidentally catching Joe, I believe. I had an absolutely amazing race with that guy. It's the first time I've ever actually seen him in a lobby. So, some people you do kind of recognise, but I don't think I've actually, kind of raced with him before. And it definitely kept me on my toes and provided some really, really close racing. So we're going on to lap 2, obviously, and we're sat in P3. So we've managed to go through the middle of two cars with no contact made, and got pretty damn lucky to survive that, really. I was expecting the worst. However, we've come away clean. The front two managed to kind of drop the rest of the pack. However, I'm kind of leading my own little pack here, and it's very, very close, especially between John and Bloom in these early stages. My main kind of, what I'm trying to do is basically just back these guys up and hope they start fighting each other, and that will kind of allow me to, I guess, break free. At this point, I'm not expecting to move up any position, so I'm straight on the defensive and hoping to kind of back everybody up a bit. Obviously not being overly aggressive about it, but kind of placing my car in awkward places for the overtake. Bloom, however, is going to try it down the inside here as John goes a little bit wide, but he's not going to get the run out of the corner, and it is a bit of an awkward corner to get a decent run out of there. I really struggled to get the power down, early, really. It definitely causes you to kind of spin those rear wheels up, but at this rate I'm just kind of trying to break the slipstream to give myself a little bit of breathing room. However, I'm not going to get much of that throughout this whole race. As you can see, the front two a little bit side by side, and it didn't look intentional. It just looked like the Italian kind of made the move up the inside, and the Spaniard kind of reacted to it and ran a bit wide. However, we are going to kind of look into some of the accidents around this race at the end of the video, because it is actually quite surprising what happened. At first, in these early stages, it just seemed like really close racing. Like the fact that the pack was pretty much together throughout. I mean, there was a few at the back that was kind of nowhere. However, as you can see, if you look at the track map, all cars staying very, very close with each other. So, it's definitely a really, really good one-make race, and that's, when they kind of shine is when the whole group is able to kind of just bunch up and stay together, whether you're defending, attacking, and it just kind of makes it much more enjoyable and much more unpredictable. Yes, it's kind of prone to chaos and people hitting each other and such, but a lot of the time it's not intentional, and it's a bit, it can be I guess a bit stressful when you're up in a pack of cars and you don't know what they're going to do in front of you, and then you've got a guy behind you who could just punt you off at any time. It does really set in the paranoia. But as you can see, we are kind of getting a little bit of breathing room as we managed to get a slipstream on the Spaniard down the straight. So this has kind of allowed us to pull away a little bit from Bloom. However, he is going to stick with us for the whole race. I had honestly a great race with him. He managed to keep me on my toes, like I said, throughout. without any contact really. So there was a move that I was thinking a bit like, yeah, that was a bit late, but you know, I guess it's just more distraction than anything. I don't think he would have really gone for the move, which is this one here. He tries to get up the inside, but he is just too far back, but he does realise it and kind of pull away from it, but he manages to keep going as well. So at this point, the Spaniard and the Italian are actually, you know, pretty much just kind of dropping me a bit here, especially the Italian, as you can see, is miles ahead. The Spaniard sort of pulling away at this point. So again, I've kind of gone back to a defensive style of trying to get Bloom backed up into John, and then hopefully they're kind of getting a little pack battle, because obviously, like I said, the pack is very close on this, and that kind of allows me to pull away. So I'm constantly sort of watching over my shoulder. Obviously I do drive in sort of like the dial cam, so you know, you can't see the bonnet or anything, so I have got a mirror, but you know, it's not always kind of accurate, you can't always tell where they are. But at this point I'm still trying to use a little bit of slipstream from the Spaniard in front to kind of just keep me pulling along and try and get that gap down from Bloom, as I know he's constantly in my slipstream and John's constantly in his, so it's kind of keeping us together there. Through this sector I was pretty much, this is I guess the weakest point of my lap, and this is where Bloom is really, you know, able to kind of close the gap up and maybe make a move on the inside. This time I go on the I guess a bit more to the right hand side. This is to kind of stop him from, you know, making that move, because I know if I give him the chance he's going to take it. Again, it's great to kind of have this hard racing but also clean and fair. So yeah, definitely made the race much more enjoyable. There is going to be a huge surprise at the end of this race, and you're going to kind of see what happens in a couple of laps time. But as lap 5 concludes, we are kind of maintaining our position as Bloom again looking for that inside. It's more of a distraction than anything, and it's all about trying to get the run out of here. I am going to get a bit of a better run and start pulling away from him. However, I know he's going to sit in the slipstream. As you can see, the front two dropping the rest of the pack now. They were very, very quick. So, you know, I'm again just going for that defensive style. Constantly trying to break the slipstream and obviously trying to back Bloom up. However, I do notice at this point that John is now in his own little battle with Moscrafy, so I'm kind of thinking, right, I can't really, you know, back him up too much. However, I've still got to keep it defensive, so it was all about trying to, you know, cover off that inside line into corners. Yes, it might drop me a bit of time to the front two. However, like I've said, I know I'm not going to catch them on outright pace at this current time. So it was all just about, you know, kind of placing my car where he's going to find it difficult to overtake, or if he does, he's going to have to go the long way around me. You know, just basically being stubborn on the track. So the whole race at this point really for me has basically just gone without any drama at all. And it's basically going to stay that way. It just seemed to be a lot of drama around me, especially in the dying stages, and obviously lap 1 where I managed to make that move between two cars. You know, I was trying to avoid getting hit from the back, because when you've never raced with someone before, you're unsure of how they drive. And obviously I had the Irishman Joe basically, you know, covering off that inside, and then running a bit wide, so my only place to go was through the middle, and like you know, like you saw, I kind of managed to avoid it without incident. However, poor Joe got sent into the into the gravel, but we will kind of review these incidents throughout. As we go into the final lap, Bloom is looking closer than ever, and I'm thinking, right, he's going to take this podium off me, but I am going to keep doing all I can just to be as defensive as possible whilst keeping it clean and fair, to just, you know, keep myself on the podium. As far as I'm concerned, I've moved up a position from my qualifying place, and I just really want to keep it. As you can see, Bloom all over the back of me through here like he has been the whole race, but then up ahead, I didn't actually notice the Italian at first on the left. The Spaniard, however, I see just spinning around, and I'm thinking, right, in TP2, like, is he spun or what? But all of a sudden I noticed he had the first place over him, and obviously I've just gone through, and I'm like, oh god, all of a sudden I've inherited the lead. Where's the Italian gone? As you can see, Bloom's now going to get up the inside, and it's the big run up the hill. So at this point I'm thinking, right, well, Bloom's got held up there, I've got a bit of a gap, I've just got to keep it, you know, clean through one more corner and get a decent drive away. There's Bloom again with a late braking, and again again, the Spaniard and the Italian in a bit of carnage. But like I said, we're going to review them as Moscrafi now makes the move on poor John. He just seems to have been dropping back and you know, involved in every battle. So it's actually a British podium, you know, all British podium, a 1, 2, 3. So massive thank you for the close race to Bloom, and well done to Moscrafi for that last corner attack and getting on the podium. Actually quite a few British drivers up in the top 8, as you can see, and then obviously we've got the Italian driver that was leading the race the whole time actually losing out massively. So honestly, a massive shame for him, but we're going to look at those accidents in a bit more detail. So this is Joe, and obviously you can see I'm running behind him, and this is where I'm going to make the move through the middle, and you're going to see I actually didn't make a single bit of contact, but he's going to have a little wobble and Bloom's just going to catch him. I don't think it was intentional at all, but yeah, Joe obviously getting sent wide there, but he was pretty much ultra defensive, so something was bound to happen at some point. Again, this is it from Bloom's angle. As you can see, he's really just moving over, blocking off. I'm going to have to just kind of make a move down the middle and hope for the best. I managed to pull it off, and then obviously he has the slip out of the corner, and Bloom just sort of catches him. It is really awkward how these cars handle out the corner, so I don't think there was any intention there. Again, this is the, I guess, the catalyst for that last lap incident. The Italian just goes up the inside, and for me, it looked like this guy, the Spaniard, actually turned in on him. He must have known he was there. It did look like a bit of an intentional move over, but we're going to go on to the last lap here, and this is actually what happens. There's no attempt to make that corner. He just goes straight over, straight into the Italian, and just punts him out of the race, and obviously he's lost the win at this point. He must be absolutely frustrated. He was leading very, very well, pulling away, and as this is obviously from the Spaniard's angle, and he just straight over, and for me there's just no room for that in these sport races, and I hope it does actually affect his driver rating. There's just no need. For me, that incident on lap 3 was not intentional, and you really turned in on him, but that is my opinion. As you can see, this is what happened on the last corner. The Italian just getting his revenge. I can't really blame him. He's had his whole race ruined, and I really do kind of feel for him in that way, because he was so dominant throughout, and definitely quicker than anyone on the grid. So yeah, disappointment for him. I really do feel for him. And obviously this is it from the Spaniard's angle. For me, it's just karma. You deserved it. You shouldn't have done what you done, and you know, just take that. Obviously, you know, there's no room for this kind of thing in sport mode, but I can kind of understand obviously the Italian getting a 3-second penalty. So kind of sad to see, really. However, I'm not really going to complain in that way, because I just took an unexpected win. I had an absolute ton of fun doing this race. So, yeah, for those of you that have made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. I make GT7 content each and every day, always bringing you the latest updates, news, money methods, all that good stuff. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers, guys. Peace.